Let me start recording also. Let me start recording also. Is the screen visible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 6, verse 20. Evam yatantam vijane.
Evam yatantam vijane.
Mam aha gochara giram.
Mam aha gocharo gira.
Gambhira slakshnaya vacha.
Gambhira shlakshanaya vacha.
Sucha prashamayaniva.
Chucha prashamayaniva.
Evam yatantam vijane.
Evam yatantam vijane.
Mam aha gocharo giram.
Mam aha gocharo gira.
Gambhira slakshnaya vacha.
Gambhira shlakshnaya vacha.
Sucha prashamayaniva.
Shucha prashamayaniva.
Haribol, I'm just traveling. Please, you go ahead. I'm hearing.
Okay. Evam yatantam vijane.
Evam yatantam vijane.
Mam aha gocharo giram.
Mamaha gotaro gira.
Gambhira slakshnaya vacha.
Gambhira slakshanaya vacha.
Sucha prasamayan-iva.
Chucha prashamayaniva.
Translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Synonyms. Thus.
Evam thus.
Yathantam, one who is engaged in attempting.
Yatantam, one who is engaged in attempting.
Vijane, in that lonely place.
Vijane, in that lonely place.
Mam, unto me.
Mam, unto me.
Aha, said.
Aha said.
Agochara, beyond the range of physical sound.
Agochara, beyond the range of physical sound.
Kiram, utterances.
Giram, utterances.
Gambhira, grave.
Gambhira, grave.
Lakshnaya, pleasing to hear.
Slakshnaya, pleasing to hear.
Vacha, words.
Vacha, words.
Sucha, grief.
Chucha, grief.
Prashamayam, mitigating.
Prashamayan, mitigating.
Iva, like.
Eva, like.
Translation, please repeat after me. Seeing my attempts in that lonely place,
Seeing my attempts in that lonely place,
the personality of Godhead,
the personality of Godhead,
who is transcendental to all mundane description,
who is transcendental to all mundane description,
spoke to me with gravity and pleasing words.
spoke to me with gravity and pleasing words,
Just to mitigate my grief.
just to mitigate my grief.
Purport.
In the Vedas, it is said that God is beyond the approach of mundane words and intelligence, and yet, by his causeless mercy, one can have suitable senses to hear him or to speak to him. This is the Lord's inconceivable energy. One upon whom his mercy is bestowed can hear him. The Lord was much pleased with Narad Muni, and therefore the necessary strength was invested in him so that he could hear the Lord. It is not, however, possible for others to perceive directly the touch of the Lord during the probationary stage of regulative devotional service. It was a special gift for Narad. When he heard the pleasing words of the Lord, the feelings of separation were to some extent mitigated. A devotee in love with God feels always the pangs of separation and is therefore always enwrapped in transcendental ecstasy.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swamin Iti Namine Namo Charya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayine Gaura Kata Damadhaya Nagara Drama Tarine Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Sunyavadhi Pasatyadi Satarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadaya Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Hare Gopal Govinda Ram Srimadi Sudanam Mukam Karo Divachalam Pangalungai Tigrim Netripata Mahamande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishram. So very beautiful feeling here. Who will share such a wonderful transcendental experience with the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly one-to-one? You know, it's very rare to hear such experiences. What to speak of rare to hear? We can never hear from anybody because nobody has such experience. And those pure devotees, those who are descendant, those who hear of the truth, Jnaninas Tattva Darshina, they are always associated with the Lord, either through the association by remembering them or him, or by associating in the Leela, pastime, as an incarnation of Sakti Avesha Avatar. So here Narad Muni is also a Sakti Avesha Avatar. He is an empowered incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and is the second Acharya in our unbroken chain of disciplic succession called a Brahma Madhva Vaidya Gautiya Vaishnu Sampradaya. And he's sharing in his previous birth the wonderful transcendental experience that he has experienced, the ecstasy, the love in separation, the service in separation, the servile attitude, the meek and humbleness when he was mere a boy of 5-year-old. So to become Krishna consciousness, though it is very, very difficult, but it is not conditioned by age, conditioned by education, conditioned by, anything material, but the association of Bhakti Vedantas. That is the only condition to sprout and develop. Others are the basic faith and, determination should be there. That is the only thing that is expected. But after that, the Sadhu Sangha will take you. If you get a proper association of a pure devotee as a Bhakti Vedanta, then it is pretty easy. What is most difficult to attain becomes very easy to obtain. And Narad Muni was so fortunate in his previous birth, in the previous Kalpa, or yesterday of Brahma, that he was able to get the Bhakti Vedanta's association just when he was 5 years old. And he was so attentively, so with the full eagerness, yes, listen to them. He was able to attract those transcendental Bhakti Vedanta who never was attracted to anything material. By dint of his servile attitude, by the performance of humble services that he has rendered to them, meager services, and with their permission, he took the remnants. So that shows his pure intelligence. And then he was so attentive in hearing what they say, irrespective of his education, no education, and age, and the poor family background. He was able to perceive the knowledge of absolute truth from the Bhakti Vedantas and situate himself fearlessly in the path of determination and devotional service. Then they have initiated him. They have instructed him the process of Bhakti Yoga as to what he should follow. And he has exactly followed that. After they left, his mother also left her body. After that, Narad Muni was wandering, that small boy in the dense forest of darkness where there are lots of animals, huge trees, and, sunlight was hardly piercing through the holes of the trees, leaves, and the rivers. So natural beauties, but very fearful. And he was just wandering. In this way, when he finally drank some water to mitigate his exhaustiveness and sat under the banyan tree and tried to remember immediately, he remembered the process taught by the Bhakti Vedantas, and he was very enthused. He was not looking for something to eat. He was looking for the process that was taught by the Bhakti Vedantas. And he was meditating, and immediately, without delay, you just see how wonderfully he has perceived the process of Bhakti Yoga from the Bhakti Vedantas in such a tender age. And he was able to see the Lord for a moment. And as soon as the Lord vanished, it was quite intolerable for the Narad Muni. So the Supreme Personality of God, out of his causeless mercy, has imbibed our Acharya Parampara through Narad Muni, that Vipralamba Bhava, which was later taught just 500 years ago by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And before that was experienced by our Madhavendra Puri. So the whole Parampara is all glorious. And he was feeling the separation. The feeling of separation is not an ordinary. It is more ecstatic than, feeling by meeting the Lord. When the Lord was seen by the Narad Muni, he was in ecstasy. But the moment the Lord has lost, he became more ecstatic. But, he was so perturbed. He was feeling all kind of ecstasy. And he was trying to see, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Krishna, where are you? Where are you? Just now I saw you. Come on, where are you? So he was searching. He was desperately, he made his all attempt to get the Lord back and capture him into his eyes and the heart. And this was again witnessed by the Lord. And the Lord was so merciful to Narad Muni that the second time he not appeared before him, but spoke to Narad Muni. with gravity and pleasing words. You just see the Lord spoke. First he saw the Lord, then he heard the Lord. One to one, directly in the very same mundane material body when he was living. This is the beauty of our parampara. How Srila Prabhupada is guaranteeing when you are present in this body, you can see Krishna face to face, you can talk to him one to one. Yes, this is not theory. It is proven by Narad Muni in his material body in the previous birth when he was a small boy. Such is the power of devotional service in our parampara. When you follow this particular devotional service through the unbroken chain of disciplic succession, after accepting the spiritual master, when you follow the Bhakti Yoga process, Abhideya, this is guaranteed that you will face to face see Krishna when you are in the mundane material body. You can see him. Krishna's mercy is such that, our Acharya Parampara's mercy is such that, though we don't have the eyes to see him, they will give the eyes to see him in this very same body, and we will see him and we will hear him. We will see him, we will hear him. His words should be very pleased. Even the 4 Kumaras, who is not in our parampara, but then their guru is again Brahma, they had to go to all the way to Vaikuntha to see the Supreme Lord, though they were small boys like Narad Muni. But Narad Muni was so intelligent that simply seeking the Bhakti Vedanta's association, he saw the Lord. He did not need to exercise his mystic power like the 4 Kumaras to go all the way to Vaikuntha and see him. No. He has seen on this particular material world, living in the mundane material body, face to face, the Lord, and he heard him. Just see, this is our Acharya Parampara. They live by example and they teach us the same process. We can all see, each one of us individually can see the Lord face to face in this very same body, in this very same life, if we take to the same seriousness. Acharyas live by example. The seriousness is not something that you cannot invest. That's the only thing you can invest. Nothing else we have. So, the Supreme Lord is actually beyond the approach of anything mundane, any mundane senses. You can't hear him, you can't speak to him, you can't see him. That is why sometimes he is expressed as Nirakara, Nirupa, and so on. But actually it is false. It is untrue that Lord has no form. Just because I am blind, I can't see, the world does not exist, right? I'm living on the world. The person who cannot see the Lord is also living on the mercy of the Lord. How can he see the Lord does not exist? Just because he cannot see with the blunt eyes, the Lord is called Adokshaja, is beyond the perceivance of any mundane senses. So he is called Adokshaja. Akshaja. So, but out of his causeless mercy, yes, we can see. Vedeshu durlabam adurlabam atma bhaktau. It's very difficult to obtain Krishna even by the Vedas. But Bhakti Vedanta, yes. Through Bhakti Vedanta, you can approach the Supreme Lord who is unapproachable, who is unborn, who has a transcendental beautiful form, who has a transcendental grave voice. And you can hear him speak the words in the language that you understand. So beautiful. He knows all the languages. Everything is originating from Krishna. You can worship him in Hindi, you can pray to him in Tamil, doesn't matter. All that matters is you may bhakti aprayachati. Whatever you offer, prayers, patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, you may bhakti aprayachati. You have to offer with devotion and love. Then you find the Lord there to receive it. By his causeless mercy, anybody will get the senses in the very same body. Did not Dhruva Maharaj see the Lord from his mundane material body? Did not he speak to him? Did not he hear him? He is also almost 5-year-old small boy only. This is the beauty. Did not Prahlad Maharaj see the Lord in the Narasimha form coming out of a pillar and protect him, killing the demon father? Why not? So in our parampara, we have all these proofs that we can see our age is not the platform to or criteria to judge whether I can see the Lord or not. Whether I'm 5-year-old or 50-year-old doesn't matter. I can see the Lord face to face and I can hear him. Why? Because the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord, by which we can have the suitable senses to hear him, speak to him, or see him. This is called the Lord's inconceivable energy. Though we say mundane material senses with which you cannot perceive the Lord, na bhavet grahyam indriyaha. With the senses you cannot, but still you can. What you cannot, you can if you have the mercy of the Lord, mercy of the Bhakti Vedantas, mercy of the spiritual master, then you can see, because the spiritual master and the Supreme Lord can make impossible possible. So whom we cannot see from this body, we can see. Whom we cannot hear, we can hear. To whom we cannot speak, we can speak by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So anybody who has received such a wonderful mercy like Narad Muni, they can hear the Lord. They can speak to the Lord. And the Supreme Lord or Krishna is very pleased with Narad Muni in his previous birth itself, just see. So immediately the Supreme Lord wanted to show his mercy to Narad Muni, and he has invested all the strength that is required to see him and then to hear him. Now Narad Muni has seen him, and as soon as he lost the vision of the Lord, the object of his worship, the object of his meditation, the object of his very existence, he was very perturbed. He was searching, he was anchoring. He was so anxious to see the Lord, see the form again and again. And he was crying, he was shouting, he was searching, such an eagerness in the search. The Lord was very pleased. Though the Lord was there, but not visible to Narad Muni. But he was very pleased. Then he gave the transcendental, strength to Narad Muni, so that when the Lord speaks, Narad Muni can hear him. So Narad Muni was, of course, not an expert in the devotion service in his previous birth. When he was a small boy, had a little association of this Bhakti Vedantas and practicing in his tender age. He has not put all the efforts that Dhruva Maharaj has put. He has not put all the efforts that Prahlad Maharaj has put. He was a very simple boy. But the Lord was so merciful. The Lord was so merciful. So if the Lord is pleased, then yes, your effort doesn't matter. How much hard work you put, how much dedication you have put, how much eagerness that you had. If the Lord is pleased with you, he will immediately bestow. Not because of by dint of your tapasya and austerity, the Lord is forced to come before you. The Lord is independent, swara. Aslisya padaratampina swamarmagata karotva yata tata vitata tulampato mat prananatastu sayevana para. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you may not appear before me, you may kick me even out, but still you are my worshipable Lord. So this is the attitude. It is not that because I am worshipping, because I am performing devotional service, I will see the Lord. No, nothing by your efforts you can see the Lord or hear him. Only if the Lord is pleased with you. Only when the Lord wants to show you himself, when he reveals himself, when he wants you to hear him, then only we can do. So Narad Muni was self-fortunate. Not everybody who is the probationary period can receive like what Narad Muni has received, because this is by the will of the Lord that Narad Muni has received the vision and saw him a moment, and then he again received the strength to hear him. In the neophyte stage, otherwise nobody can do that. Because Narad Muni was following a regulative devotional service according to the instructions given by Bhakti Vedanta at that particular tender age in his physical body, which is destroyable. He was not very expert, but Lord was very pleased with him. The Lord wanted to show him mercy, so he was able to see. It's a gift, a special gift for Narada the Lord has bestowed upon him. And as soon as Narad Muni heard the pleasing word, the Lord words are very pleasing. You can see in Srimad Bhagavatam pages wherever the Lord speaks, so pleasing, even to offenders. When the four Kumaras has, committed a mistake by cursing Lord's personal servant. How can you see the Lord? You are cursing the Pujari and you want to worship the deity. But here it happens. The Lord is very merciful. Yes, they have come out and they shown mercy to these four Kumaras. They have cursed the Lord's personal servant, but they got mercy. So if the Lord wants, he can show mercy. So it's a special gift for Narada that here the Lord wanted Narada to hear the wonderful, transcendental, sweet, grave voice of words spoken only to Narad Muni. Then, as soon as sometimes in the Zoom, when we saw Guru Maharaj, and when in the Zoom darshan he visits our house and he waves his hand, we feel, the feelings of separation is mitigated immediately, and we are, drowning in the ocean of bliss. When we see him coming out of the airport, just by getting his vision, all the pangs of material existence is finished, and the feeling of separation is also finished. Similarly, the Lord was, bestowing the mercy on Narad Muni so that his feelings of separation, that he was so anxious to see him again, were a little bit, mitigated. So here the Narad Muni has exhibited the Vipralamba Bhava, which is the mood and vibration of our Acharya Parampara, serving in separation, because a devotee in love with God always feels the pangs of separation. And that particular pangs of separation that he feels, out of that he is performing devotional service. This is called mood of Gopis of Vrindavana, which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told us to follow. That time we will be in transcendental ecstasy that we can experience. So, shall we proceed to the next verse? Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 6, verse 21. Hantasmin janmani bhavan.
Hantasmin janmani bhavan.
Mamam drashtum iharhati.
Mamam drashtum iharhati.
Avipakva kashayanam.
Avipakva kashayanam.
Durdarsho aham kuyoginam.
Durdasho aham kuyoginam.
Antasmin janmani bhavan.
Hantasmin janmani bhavan.
Mamam drashtum iharhati.
Mamam drashtum iharhati.
Avipakva kashayanam.
Avipakva kashayanam.
Durdarshoham kuyoginam.
Durdarshoham kuyoginam.
Antasmin janmani bhavan.
Hantasmin janmani bhavan.
Mamam drashtum iharhati.
Mamam drashtum iharhati.
Avipakva kashayanam.
Avipakva kashayanam.
Durdarshoham kuyoginam.
Durdarshoham kuyoginam.
Synonyms. Hanta, O Narada.
Hanta, O Narada.
Asmin, this.
Asmin, this.
Janmani, duration of life.
Janmani, duration of life.
Bhavan, yourself.
Bhavan, yourself.
Ma, not.
Ma, not.
Mom, me.
Mam, me.
Drashtum, to see.
Drashtum, to see.
Iha, here.
Iha, here.
Arhati, deserve.
Arhati, deserve.
Avipakva, immature.
Avipakva, immature.
Kashayanam, material dirt.
Kashayana, material dirt.
Durdarsha, difficult to be seen.
Durdarsha, difficult to be seen.
Aham, I.
Aham, I.
Yoginam, incomplete in service.
Yoginam, incomplete in service.
So the Supreme Lord is telling inconvenience is regretted, but what to do? O Narada, the Lord spoke.
O Narada, the Lord spoke.
I regret that during this lifetime,
I regret that during this lifetime,
you will not be able to see me anymore.
you will not be able to see me anymore.
Those who are incomplete in service
Those who are incomplete in service
and who are not completely free from all material traits
and who are not completely free from all material taints
can hardly see me.
can hardly see me.
Purport.
The personality of Godhead is described in the Bhagavad Gita as the most pure, the supreme, and the absolute truth. There is no trace of a tinge of materiality in his person, and thus one who has the slightest tinge of material affection cannot approach him. The beginning of devotional service starts from the point when one is freed from at least two forms of material modes, namely the mode of passion and the mode of ignorance. The result is exhibited by the signs of being freed from kama, lust, and lobha, covetousness. That is to say, one must be freed from the desires for sense satisfaction and avarice for sense gratification. The balanced mode of nature is goodness, and to be completely freed from all material tinges is to become free from the mode of goodness also. To search the audience of God in a lonely forest is considered to be in the mode of goodness. One can go out in the forest to attain spiritual perfection, but that does not mean that one can see. Scroll up. That one can see the Lord personally there. One must be completely freed from all material attachment and be situated on the plane of transcendence, which alone will help the devotee get in personal touch with the personality of Godhead. The best method is that one should live at where the transcendental form of the Lord is worshipped. The temple of the Lord is a transcendental place, whereas the forest is a materially good habitation. A neophyte devotee is always recommended to worship the deity of the Lord, Archana, rather than go into the forest to search out the Lord. Devotional service begins from the process of Archan, in his life, which brings go into the forest, although he is only. He travels from one planet to another to convert men, gods, kinnaras, gandharvas, rishis, and all to become of the Lord. By his activities, he has engaged many devotees.
Gaura Hari.
Scroll up. Devotees like Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, and many others in the transcendental service of the Lord. A pure devotee of the Lord therefore follows in the footsteps of the great devotees like Narada and Prahlad and engages his whole time in glorifying the Lord by the process of Kirtana. Such a preaching process is transcendental to all material qualities.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Just a moment. So, today we are very fortunate to hear the Supreme Lord speak. The words of the Lord from the lotus mouth of the Lord. By the mercy of Sri Narad Muni and Vyasadeva, we also hearing the same words as the Lord spoke in the previous Kalpa, yesterday of Brahma, to the small boy. How beautifully the Lord is telling. So, Supreme Personality of God, Lord Krishna, is Param Brahma, Param Bhama, Pavitram Paramam. So he is the most pure, the most pure, and he is the supreme absolute truth. Param Brahman, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam. So, absolutely nothing material in his personality. And if we have slightest a tinge of material attachment or affection, there is no possibility of seeing him, what to speak of hear him. And the true devotional service begins when, when one is free from the mode of passion and mode of ignorance. This also shows that it is possible to begin our pure devotional service from the material plane. But we have to be situated in the mode of goodness. Being situated in the mode of passion or ignorance, the devotional service doesn't begin. Because passion and ignorance are only exhibiting through lust and lobha, kama and lobha. Unless otherwise we are free from the kama and lobha, there is no question of engaging the senses, lusty sense and the lobha sense, covetousness sense in the service of the Lord is not possible. But by the mercy of spiritual master, with a gradual process, sustaining in the devotional service, we will enter into the pure goodness through get rid of this Rajo and Tamo. The Rajas and Tamo will be removed when we are engaged in the path of devotion service. Then we will come to the goodness. And from the goodness, you can be completely freed from all material tinges, including the material goodness. Because Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is in charge for the goodness, but it doesn't touch goodness. It doesn't touch material. This is the proof. So those who are situated in the goodness can even come out of the goodness. What to speak of, out of this passion and ignorance. That's a byproduct once you are in the goodness. And if you want to search the voice of the Lord in a lonely forest, this is a symptom of mode of goodness. So Narad Muni was situated in the mode of goodness, not beyond goodness. So this also does not explain us if you go to the forest, your spiritual life begins and you can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, just like Narad Muni did. No, that is not possible. Narad Muni did because he had the association of Bhakti Vedantas. He was initiated. He had a guru. Without guru, all attempts are mundane attempts, failure attempts. You can't even understand what is success, then what to speak of attempt being failure. So, if you are completely free from any kind of material attachment and you are situated not in the goodness, including beyond goodness, you have to go and situate yourself in the transcendental plane, adhyatmik tal. You have to situate yourself. Then that situation will help a devotee. You can see the Lord face to face. You can hear him. All these things are possible. So how to obtain that? In the Kali Yuga, there is no forest to go. And the isolated way of performing devotional service is not recommended by our Acharya Parampara because we are Goshti Anandi and we are not Bhajananandi. These things are there. So all that we need is the sadhu sangha. We have to be situated in the bhajana kriya stage. Our devotional service begins with the Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the process recommended in Kali Yuga. Congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord and reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. This is the process. And then the Parampara has established the temples, ISKCON temples all over the world. Now we have around 800 temples, and within a short while we'll have, more than 1,000 temples. So the Archa, Vigraha, you can go and see the Lord face to face. When you are not pure, when you are in the material plane, this is the mercy of the Parampara. Okay. By Krishna's mercy, he will appear before you. But by Acharya Parampara's mercy, even if you are not qualified, still they will make the Lord appear before you in the form of Archa Vigraha. See the beauty. See the extended mercy of the Lord through his associates in the Parampara. So Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj has established temples all over the world, and the deities in which they invite the Lord and request them to stay there and provide them devotional service, provide opportunity to one and all on this material plane to perform devotional service, go and see the Lord face to face. Even if you are in the mode of passion and ignorance, still they are allowing you to see the Lord. Just see. And impossible become possible by the Parampara, by the Acharya, by the Bhakti Vedantas, by such pure devotees. You don't need to go to the forest to search out for the Lord anymore. Go to ISKCON temple. Our devotional service begins from the process of Archana. So rather than going to the forest, visit the nearest ISKCON temple, associate with the devotees, hear the glories of the Lord, offer obeisances to the deity. So, pure devotees are so exalted that there is no need of forest, as there is no forest in the Kali Yuga. Wherever the devotee wanders on the surface of the earth, that places are made into Vaikuntha by the devotee, like our Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Wherever they go, every place is turned into Vaikuntha. And Narad Muni, after he became Narad Muni, he traveled from one planet to another planet to convert, whether it is man, human being, or God, or Kinnaras, or Gandharvas, Rakshasas, Asuras, Rishis, Munis, anybody and everybody can be converted into a devotee. This is Narad Muni's conviction. He's very convinced by that. So he boldly preaches today in his Narad Muni spiritual body. He has engaged from all kind of families in all kind of planetary system, people of those nature in the devotion service. He did in the small childhood of Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, many others. Narad Muni has engaged now in this current life, the transcendental service of the Lord. So, because any pure devotee who follows this Narad Muni or Prahlad Maharaj engages his whole time in glorifying the Lord by the process of Kirtana, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the process of preaching also. Vibrate the Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting of the holy name, which are transcendental to all material quality. So you are touching that. You are reading the Bhagavatam, which is totally transcendental even to goodness. You are hearing the Bhagavatam. What else you want? Without we are purifying ourselves, we are able to experience the transcendental ecstasy and devotional service. This is the extended mercy of the Lord through his associates like Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. They are following Narad Muni and Prahlad Maharaj. So we are able to receive that mercy. We are able to hear the sound of the Lord. We are able to experience the ecstasy of the devotional service by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments or realizations?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Krishna.
प्रभु जी।
Yes, Prabhu.
नारद मुनि से भगवान अति प्रसन्न थे, अतएव उन्हें वह शक्ति प्राप्त हो सकी कि वे भगवान की वाणी सुन सकें। लेकिन वैधि भक्ति की दीक्षा की प्रारंभिक अवस्था में उनका स्पर्श पाकर उनकी अनुभूति करना अन्य लोगों के लिए संभव नहीं है। ये वैधि भक्ति क्या होती है?
ये वैधि भक्ति वो है जो रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन को फॉलो करते हैं। वैधि भक्ति मैंने मेरे अंदर भक्ति का प्रभाव नहीं है, किंतु मैं भक्ति करना चाहता हूं और इसलिए भक्ति के लिए जो विधि होता है, विधि नियम को पालन करने के जरिए मैं अपना भक्ति का सेवा को, व्यक्ति सेवा में अपना इंद्रियों को लगा रहा हूं। तो ये विधि को पालन करना यानी नियमों का अनुसरण करना, नियमों के अनुसार जब मैं भक्ति करता हूं, अपनी प्रेम की भावना से नहीं, क्योंकि मुझे प्रेम की भावना मिला नहीं इसलिए, लेकिन मुझे भक्ति करने का इच्छा है, इसलिए मैं क्या करता हूं, भक्त के संग लेकर के उनका जो भाषण सुन के उनके आदेश के अनुसार यानी कि गुरु आध्यात्मिक गुरु के आदेश के अनुसार नियमों का पालन करता हुआ मैं भक्ति के अंदर अपने इंद्रियों को जो लगाता हूं उसको बोलते हैं वैधि भक्ति।
ये श्रवणम कीर्तनम विष्णु स्मरणम पाद सेवनम अर्चनम वंदनम दास्यम साक्ष्यम आत्मनिवेदनम, ये तो भक्ति की विधि में तो ये आता है ना, 9 विधियां जो दी गई है।
नहीं, ये भक्ति है। देखो, एक होता है भक्ति, एक होता है पंचरात्रि का विधि। पंचरात्रि का विधि जो है बहुत नियमों का पालन करना पड़ता है। रूप गोस्वामी ने लिखा, गोपाल भट्ट गोस्वामी ने लिखा है, सद गोस्वामी से हमको ये ज्ञान प्राप्त होता है किस तरह भगवान का सामने जाना है, उनका सामने कोई और बात करना है, उनको सामने जाते हैं उनको नमस्कार करना है, प्रेयर करना है, उनको देखना है। तो इस तरह जो है वो किस भाव में उधर रहना, किसी और के साथ आकर्षित नहीं होना, वहां पर किसी और से कोई और बात नहीं करना, तो कई नियमों का पालन करना होता है। तो वो नियमों का पालन करना, लेकिन श्रवणम कीर्तनम विष्णु स्मरणम जो है ये भक्ति है, इसके लिए कोई नियम नहीं है। भक्ति का जैसा चैंटिंग द होली नेम, ये हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का जप करना भक्ति में सबसे अति उत्तम मार्ग माना जाता है, अति उत्तम सेवा माना जाता है भक्ति के अंदर। और इसके लिए तत्रार्पित नियमित स्मरणे न कालः, श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु जिन्होंने, जो भगवान कृष्ण स्वयं हैं, जो हमें ये हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का जो मंत्र को दिए हैं, वह खुद बताए गए कि इसके लिए कोई नियम पालन करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, केवल हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का जप करो। किंतु भक्ति में आगे बढ़ने के लिए सेवा करना आवश्यक है, और सेवा करने के लिए भगवान का हमारा साथ रहना आवश्यक है। और उस भगवान को देखने का इंद्रिय मेरे पास नहीं है, तो मैं किस तरह भगवान को देखूं, किस तरह मैं अपना सेवा करूं, किस तरह अर्चन करूं, किस तरह पूजा करूं। इसलिए अर्च विग्रह को स्थापित किया है हमारा आचार्य परंपरा ने, इसका मंदिर के अंदर और अपने घर के अंदर भी। और इस तरह स्थापित करने के बाद वहां पर कई नियम होते हैं जिसको पालन करना होता है। किस तरह भगवान को ड्रेस करना, किस तरह भगवान को आदर करना, किस तरह भगवान को अर्चन करना, इन नियमों का पालन करना चाहिए। तो भक्ति विधि। शांत को भी लेने दी। हाँ बताइए।
हाँ, दूसरा है प्रभु प्रभु जी।
यस प्लीज।
श्लोक 18 से है प्रभु, भगवान रूप विहीन है या निराकार है, इसका यही अर्थ होता है कि उनका कोई भौतिक रूप नहीं होता और वे किसी भौतिक व्यक्तित्व के समान नहीं होते। तो फिर हम लोग जो मंदिर में देखते हैं भगवान का रूप, जो बांसुरी लिए हुए बजाते हुए और पैर पर पैर चढ़ा के मतलब टेढ़ा खड़े हुए वो जिस मुद्रा में रहते हैं, तो इस रूप की संकल्पना कहाँ से की गई, जबकि दिया कि भगवान रूप विहीन है या निराकार है।
हाँ, जो मंदिरों में स्थापित किए हैं वो रूप जो है वो भौतिक नहीं है। भौतिक इसलिए नहीं है कि नियमों के अनुसार गुरु साधु शास्त्र के जरिए भगवान उसके अंदर प्रवेश करते हैं। एक बार प्रवेश करने के बाद वो जो अर्च विग्रह है वो आध्यात्मिक बन जाता है। जब भगवान किसी चीज को छूते हैं तो वो चीज जो है आध्यात्मिक बन जाता है, वो भौतिक नहीं रहता है, क्योंकि भगवान भौतिक को छूता ही नहीं। जहां पर वो छू रहे वो पूरा आध्यात्मिक बन जाता है। इस तरह वो अर्च विग्रह जो है वो आध्यात्मिक है, वो भौतिक का नहीं है। वो किसी पहाड़ से या कोई मार्बल स्टोन से या किसी लकड़ी से नहीं बना हुआ है। वो जब बनाते हैं उस समय बनाते हैं, उसके बाद जैसे ही गुरु साधु शास्त्र के जरिए भगवान उसमें प्रवेश करते हैं, उनका जो नेत्रों मिलनम होता है, उसके बाद उनका जो अभिषेक होता है, वहां पर वो अंदर आ जाते हैं। जब पूरी भक्त लोग जो है प्रार्थना करते हैं कि प्लीज वैकुंठ से श्रीमती राधा रानी और बंका बिहारी प्लीज आप आ जाइए, सब प्रे करते हैं और उनके जो नियमों को जब पालन करते हैं तो भगवान जो है या तो वैकुंठ से या तो गोलोक वृंदावन से आके विराजमान हो जाते हैं उस अर्च विग्रह के अंदर। एक बार विराजमान होने के उपरांत भगवान वहां से नहीं जाते हैं, और वो जो अर्च विग्रह कभी भौतिक नहीं रहता है, वो फिर आध्यात्मिक बन जाता है, सच्चिदानंद विग्रह बन जाता है। इसलिए हमारा प्रेयर को वो सुनता है। कोई पत्थर को जाके प्रे करो तो पत्थर नहीं सुनेगा, लेकिन भगवान का मूर्ति के सामने जब प्रे करेंगे वो सुनते हैं, उसका हमके जवाब मिलता है। वो क्यों है? क्योंकि वो पत्थर नहीं है, वो भगवान का साक्षात, ये प्रतिमा नहीं, साक्षात ब्रजेंद्र नंदन है।
हाँ प्रभु, तो वो जो प्रतिमा बनी हुई है तो सीधे ही क्यों नहीं, जैसे भगवान के हाथ में जो है बांसुरी दी जा सकती थी, भगवान सीधा खड़ा हो सकते थे, तो भगवान को बांसुरी बजाते हुए ही क्यों और पैर को पैर पर चढ़ाते हुए क्यों ऐसा दर्शाया गया है?
हाँ, ये जो दर्शन जो है वो ज्ञानी तत्व दर्शन है। आचार्य परंपरा में जो आचार्य उन्हें वहां पर
आवाज नहीं आ रही है प्रभु, आवाज नहीं आ रही।
जो आचार्य हैं, हेलो हेलो, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। आवाज आ रहा है अभी?
हाँ
हाँ, जब शुद्ध भक्त भक्ति वेदांता जो उनको आवाहन करने के लिए वो लोग प्रार्थना करते हैं ना, तो उनको वो दर्शन देते हैं भगवान के किस आकार में, किस रूप में वो आएंगे। तो वो भगवान को जिस रूप में इन्होंने देखा है, जिस रूप में ये चाहते हैं, उस रूप के अंदर जब भगवान प्रवेश करते हैं तो आप हर मंदिर में एक ही जैसा नहीं देखेंगे। किसी मंदिर में गौर निताई देखेंगे, कोई डांस करता हुआ किसी मंदिर में गौर निताई दोनों हाथ ऊपर उठ के खड़े देखेंगे, किसी मंदिर में जो है राधा कृष्ण को देखेंगे, किसी मंदिर में कृष्ण और बलराम को देखेंगे। तो ये जो है आचार्य परंपरा को पता है कि वो लोग किस मूड में क्या कर रहे हैं। तो उसको हमने दर्शन जो है ज्ञानी तत्व दर्शन है, उन्होंने देखा है, जो देखा वही वो बता सकता है कि वो क्या है, कैसा क्या कर रहे हैं। तो इसलिए हमें गुरु चाहिए, क्योंकि हमारा कल्पना के अनुसार, कल्पना के उपरांत है वो भगवान। तो भगवान स्वयं मौजूद है, कल्पना क्यों करेंगे, कल्पना नहीं करेंगे। भगवान को जैसा देखा वैसे उनको आवाहन करते हैं ये आचार्य परंपरा। इसलिए भिन्न कई रूप में, भिन्न कई स्टाइल में आपको जो है भगवान मिलते हैं। और आप देख सकते हैं कि भागवत के अंदर जब एक वृंदावन में जाके एक अर्चमूर्ति से दो ब्राह्मण गए थे, उन्होंने वादा किया, वो भगवान को साक्षी मान के किया। जब वापस गांव में आया तो वो लोग साक्षी के लिए बुलाया, तो ये जाके भगवान को लेकर आ गया। वो अर्च विग्रह जो है, मूर्ति जो है, वो पैदल चल के आया है, वो हमारे पास एविडेंस है। तो इससे ये पता चलता है कि भाई वो तो है स्वयं
எல்லாரும் ஒரே பக்கம் தான் நிறுத்துவாங்களா? அங்கெல்லாம் இடம் இல்லையா? ஆய்
स्वयं मौजूद है।
ஆய்
तो इसलिए भगवान के अर्च विग्रह जो है वो आचार्य परंपरा के जरिए ही आते हैं। उनको पता है कि किस रूप में, किस मूड में क्या करते हैं यहाँ पर भगवान, उसी आकार में उनको आवाहन करते हैं।
धन्यवाद प्रभु।
जय, थैंक यू वेरी मच। Any more questions or comments or realization? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you very much. We'll join back at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Continue to Srimad Bhagavatam class. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
जय।
पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
எல்லாரும்
पतित पावन श्रील गुरु महाराज की जय। भागवत सत्संग की जय। निताय गौर प्रेम।